Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ed0626, and today I'm here to tell you about your Lord and Savior. And no, it's not Jesus Christ. It's EA, Electronic Arts, and DICE Studios for single-handedly saving Battlefield 2042. You see, this game right here, although it launched in one of the worst states a game could ever launch for a AAA developer, EA and DICE have single-handedly turned this game around to the point where it's actually much better than what it was. So I think that we should all pray to our overlords, EA and DICE. Alright, calm down. I'm not actually being serious before y'all start disliking the video and leaving me hate comments down in the comment section below. However, I will say this much. So far, so good on EA and DICE's part for this season, and I'll kind of get into that a little bit in a couple minutes here. But once again, my name is Ed0626 here. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. So, Season 2, Battlefield 2042, just dropped a couple weeks ago now. And I had a chance to play some of it for a good portion of time. I haven't unlocked the weapons yet, so I can't really give you much of a description of how they feel. I've seen gameplay of the weapons, and I've seen people within the chat in the games that you'll probably be seeing pop up on the corner of the screen there. I'm not sure if it'll come up, but one of the chats I did notice was that some of the weapons are either a little too overpowered or way too underpowered. I was seeing complaints that DICE apparently doesn't play test their own game because the weapons are fucking ridiculous. They're either really good or really bad. I haven't really seen much of a middle ground between those two arguments. So yeah, the weapons I haven't gotten a chance to use yet, but I'm getting close to that point to unlocking them. So once I get to that point, I'm sure I'll have a decent amount of fun with at least one of them or two of them, because that AR and that little pistol, that SMG pistol that they released, those look like a fucking fire combination to use in the game. So I'm looking forward to unlocking those. The LMG I really don't use. I don't use LMGs all that much. I haven't really used LMGs since like Battlefield 1, at least on a full-time basis. That's something that's going to be up for debate for me, whether I think it's good or not, but I don't really feel much of anything about the LMGs in Battlefield 2042, so I can't really say it's starting off to a very good foot, with me anyway. As far as the map goes, at first glance, the map Stranded reminds me quite a bit of the Battlefield 5 map, and one of my favorite maps in Battlefield 5, Mercury. It has that similar sort of layout, the way the hills are and the way the verticality plays on the map in some cases. Although it doesn't really have much of a town feel in some parts of the map and the tropic aspect of it sort of gives it that feel for me, even though Mercury took place in Greece. The way the map sort of lays out and how lush the map looks with some parts with the grass and the trees and all that, it just kind of gives me that Mercury vibe that I really fuck with. As far as the actual play of the map, there's not really much I can say about this map that's positive or negative, but I guess if I have to say something negative about it, it's really nothing special. You know, it's just another map with a bunch of giant containers to play around, like on Manifest. And then on top of that, the fact that it's basically a remake of the map Discarded, for lack of better terms, because both Discarded and Stranded both have a giant cargo carrier ship in the middle of the map to fight through. And to be honest with you, the playstyles of each respective ship are kind of the same. The layouts might be a little bit different, but the way the ship actually feels in terms of actually playing through it, it doesn't really feel all that different to me. And that bothers me a little bit, to be honest with you folks. However, with that being said, I still think it's a much more solid map than Discarded. I'm not a huge fan of Discarded in general, so Stranded is a nice change of pace for me personally, because I think that the map is just what I would want to see in a Battlefield map. And to be honest with you folks, I really just kind of like the capture points and how they're laid out on the map a lot better. It's a very tight map. You know, it's very infantry focused. There's not a lot of vehicles that spawn on the map, which is nice for someone like me, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a huge fan of the vehicles in Battlefield 2042 anyway. So for me, infantry is how I kind of play this game most of the time. And the fact that there's not a huge presence of armor on the battlefield is a nice change of pace for, I think, a lot of people, even though that there's still some choppers on the map too, which, you know, those, give or take, could be an issue, but I don't really think they are. I haven't really had an instance where a chopper has severely harassed me a whole lot. That's just my personal opinion. All in all, I feel good about what we've gotten so far. You know, the content, for lack of better terms and lack of better phrase, is more or less the same as what we got with Season 1. We got a map, a couple weapons, a new specialist, which I've seen gameplay of him and I've encountered him a little bit as a friendly and as an enemy. So, you know, it's a nice concept to have. Some people within the community that I watch, they don't think he makes much of a difference in terms of the game and how the game is played, but I respectfully disagree. I think it's a nice little dynamic. If you're playing a game mode like, say, Breakthrough, where that minigun is going to come in much more handy than Conquest, unless it's like within the actual cargo ship itself. That's just me. So I think it all depends on how you actually play. I think his name is Crawford or something along those lines. It all depends on how you play Crawford and what mode you're playing him on. That sort of makes or breaks what you think about him as a specialist within the game. But to be honest with you guys, and kind of going back to my joking point earlier in the video, I've actually had a decent amount of fun since coming back for this season. I kind of hopped in for like the first half of Season 1 last time and kind of dipped out just because, you know, I just got a new job and everything's kind of becoming a little bit more busy for me and all that sort of stuff. So I haven't really had time to play many video games anyway, and I've talked about this, so I'm not going to become a broken record, but it's nice to come on Battlefield 2042 and actually kind of have fun. You know, I was actually kind of having fun on this map, you know? Would I say it's my favorite map in the game? Probably not. I think it's kind of still between Exposure and probably Orbital, to be honest. Orbital's still probably one of my favorite maps in the game, to be honest with you guys, but those are like my top two right now anyway, and everything else kind of falls into place. But Stranded's definitely, I would say 3 or 4. I would say it's 3 or 4 for me in terms of maps I've played in the game. I don't really dislike it. I also don't think it's anything special compared to other maps that are in the game, when it already comes down to the fact that we already have certain aspects within the game that we've played through already, and now we're just kind of throwing them together and seeing what happens then. So, really, that's all I have to say about it. It's not really a whole lot. I haven't played enough of it to really give you a full deep dive as much as I'd like to, because I haven't unlocked everything either. But as far as I've played, and it's been several hours of gameplay on this map specifically for Conquest, it's good. I enjoy it. If I didn't enjoy it, I would be ripping this game to fucking shreds right now. But I'm really not. I've been having fun a little bit more with the game, especially since they've changed up some of the maps a little bit to add more cover and things, and it definitely doesn't feel like you're running from at least one side or the other with open, you know, in the open like it was. But at the same time, I still think the game has room for improvement. And where I really want to see that improvement is Portal, because Portal, I think, to me, is still the biggest letdown, in the sense where I would actually like to see more content brought to Portal, because I'm kind of just sick of playing the same 6 or 7 maps, or whatever the fuck, however many maps are in Portal, over and over again between 2042, Bad Company 2, and Battlefield 3. Maybe add some Battlefield 4 in there, add some Battlefield 5 or something, add something to the game that's gonna replenish Portal and give us new weapons, give us new vehicles, all that shit. I personally enjoy Portal more than anything in the game compared to All Out Warfare, so I think adding more content to that is definitely going to be helpful. As far as Hazard Zone goes, don't really give a shit, don't play it, but I hear that it's sort of okay now, but that's just what I've seen in videos across YouTube, so not much more I can say on my end. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for checking out today's video. I appreciate the fact that you stayed here for the corny fucking joke in the beginning. And if you have anything you want to say about Battlefield 2042 that you think I might have missed, by all means, please let me know down in the comment section below. And if you want to see more videos like this from me, consider subscribing to the channel, leaving a like, and of course checking me out on all of the social media links down in the description, as well as both my podcasts, 69 Whiskey and the Bromigos podcast. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves, and most importantly, take care of each other.